Hi, this is Tim Queen, and today we're going to talk about should you remove connections on LinkedIn? Well, let's start. Should you add connection in the first place? And the answer is you should be way more careful when it comes to adding people to your network. Here's the thing, even though LinkedIn is one of the best social media networks on this planet, and even though the quality of people on the platform is on average the highest among all social media platforms, there is a lot of bad people who try to sell you, to spam you, to get your contact information, to steal your email address, a lot of different things. So you have to be really mindful who's sending you connection requests. Not every person who's sending you a connection request, even if they may look real, is a real person. There's a lot of bots pretending to be human, even like sometimes steal other people's images, profiles, copy them one-to-one, connect to your personal profile. As a personal profile, most people don't change their privacy settings, which by default will expose your email address to other people you're connected to. There are huge companies who are like scraping off data from personal profiles. They're using bots to connect with everyone, and then they just download their email address, and then later they sell them in bundled lists. For example, they might take your company and your email address, and then they sell bundles of people. Everyone is working in this company, everyone who has the same role title as you, everyone is working in the same industry, living in the same city. So if you want to make sure your data isn't sold around the globe through black markets, you want to make sure that you pay a little bit more attention to who you're connecting to. Then the other thing is there is a lot of people using automation tools on LinkedIn, and they usually have a very specific target in mind. They might go for a certain role title plus city, or role title plus industry. And then they just send out, they have a bot that just tell them what they want. They do a LinkedIn search. Then they say, send a connection request, and just like the little template, which says like, hi, and then they pull out the name from your profile automatically. Hi, first name, blah, 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 blah. And then they continue to send you multiple follow-up messages over like several days and weeks to get you on a phone call. And that's very annoying. That's taking away your time. You get a notification, interruption, unnecessarily distraction in your day-to-day life. And ultimately, if you don't want to buy something from them, it's just wasting your time. So you have to keep an eye out for the people who might fall into that category. And an obvious sign is always when you see someone is like trying to sell you some marketing services or some lead generation. Those are really, really common. Then you have a lot of people doing infographics or animated explainer videos. They are really on the top list of spammers who use this kind of technology. So whatever you're doing, think about, would you be annoyed if the person was giving you a pitch or not? Like if you would be really annoyed, then don't connect to them. So you want to keep your network really small. Think also about geography. Does it make sense to connect to someone who is on the other side of the planet? I mean, in many cases it does, but you have to really make sure, does it make sense for this particular person to connect to you? For example, if I am the CEO of a London-based company, does it make sense for me to connect to a software developer around the globe? Am I going to do business with them? Yes or no? Will I have a coffee chat with them? Yes or no? No, in most cases it wouldn't. So just make sure, would it make sense for you to meet? And as a second qualifier, you can see, would you want to meet this person? And if your answer is a clear no, then don't connect to them. You have a hard limit of 30,000 total connections on your account. It becomes increasingly difficult to manage a huge amount of connections in your network. So you want to make sure that when you're starting out, you are really careful to keep the size managed. One thing you can do is to audit on your LinkedIn connections once every few months, and then just look through all of your connections in bulk. Apply bulk search for certain role titles, industries. Maybe at some point you were working in a different industry and you build a lot of connections, but only a few of them actually you stay in contact with. So you can remove all of those old connections where it doesn't make sense anymore. In your new job, in your new industry, you will never have anything to do with them anymore. You just added them because they were colleagues, or you had some business relationship, but now this is no longer happening, and there is no chance in the future that this, whatever happens, you can remove them. This makes it also like way more specific when you're creating content on the platform. that only people where your content would be relevant will see it. The thing is, when you publish posts, articles, videos, documents on the platform, it will mostly be seen by people who are your first level connections and who follow you. So by removing people where it's not relevant, you're increasing the number for people for whom it is relevant. And if you get a random number of people to see your initial post and the probability is high that it's relevant to them and they engage, your engagement rate goes up, meaning your content will be seen by more people because the algorithm thinks, oh, I showed this to 100 people and they thought it was really interesting, so let's show it to 100 more people and 200 more people, 300 more people. By actually eliminating people from your network, you're actually getting more results from the people who really matter. What do you think about removing connections on LinkedIn? Do you audit your LinkedIn connections? What is your philosophy for accepting connections, for declining connections, for removing connections? Let me know in the comment, and make sure that you hit subscribe and turn the notification bell on to get more marketing strategy videos like this in your inbox.